For this video, I'm taking a look at the Club Wyndham Orlando International Resort located in Orlando, Florida. I recently had another opportunity to stay at a Club Wyndham resort. This time I was in Orlando, Florida instead of Panama City Beach. This is a situation where my family had earned some bonus time, and if you're not familiar with timeshares, bonus time is usually given to you usually at the properties that aren't quite as popular, and that would be the situation for today's review. Now, before you jump to conclusions, this is not a negative review. I actually had a very pleasant stay here at the Club Wyndham. This property was well maintained and very clean, but at the end of the day, I will acknowledge it's also very dated, and it's kind of like a time capsule stuck in the 1990s. Now, that doesn't bother me in any way, because I love the 1990s, but it might be a disappointment to some people. This is a smaller resort than what your typical Club Wyndham would offer. For example, this place did not have a on-site restaurant or room service, and a lot of them do. The units themselves have kind of an unusual floor plan. They actually have 2 bedrooms, but 3 bathrooms. So it is kind of unusual. The reason why it's got a 3rd bathroom is because they split the units onto 2 levels. The first floor is dedicated to the kitchen and the living room with a bathroom with a shower on the first floor right next to the entry door. And then up on the second floor, there's 2 more bedrooms and 2 more bathrooms. And the bathrooms themselves are both interconnected to the bedrooms themselves. As a result, there's no hallway bathroom. Instead, you'll find where the washer and dryer is located in a hall closet. In order to access either bathroom, you have to enter in and walk through the bedroom, which, again, if you've got a family, that could be a challenge because somebody's getting changed in the bedroom or sleeping in the bedroom with a locked door. That means you're going to lose access to the bathrooms on the top floor. Another thing that I think should be emphasized is the staircase. The staircase that takes you up to the second level is very narrow. And not only that, but you have to kind of make a hard left when you're going up. So people with mobility issues or people with wheelchairs, those people are most likely going to be stranded on the first floor and relegated to sleeping on the fold-out couch in the living room. I think the greatest appeal for this particular resort is its location. It's located on Del Verde Way on the north side of International Drive, and it is only minutes away from Universal Studios and Volcano Bay and Islands of Adventure. That's basically what makes this place special. And those who aren't familiar with International Drive, there are a lot of attractions up on this side. You've got Deezerland, which is within walking distance, as well as the Orlando Premium Outlets, which is a great outlet mall. There's also a fun spot, and I'd also consider that within walking distance. It also happens to be my favorite fun spot location. They've got 2 really good roller coasters and an excellent go-kart track there, and a pretty decent arcade. The amenities at this particular Club Wyndham are average. I mean, they've got the pool, the hot tub, there's a playground, there's tennis courts, a basketball court. So there's definitely plenty of activities here. I wanted to film the fitness room for this travel review, but unfortunately it was closed at the moment for renovations. Now here at the Club Wyndham Orlando International Resort, they do have 1-bedroom and 2-bedroom units. I do believe the 1-bedroom units are all confined to a single floor, so if you have somebody in your party who has mobility issues, you probably want to rent the 1-bedroom unit instead. The 2-bedroom unit that I stayed in obviously has a lot more space, but it is going to be a challenge for anybody who has trouble walking upstairs. Let's talk briefly about the dated aesthetics at this resort. Now, I've been coming to Orlando and the Walt Disney parks for a very long time. The very first time I was at Walt Disney World was Christmas 1979, so I go pretty far back with these resorts. And I do remember this resort being located on International Drive. I remember seeing it as a kid, so I know it was built sometime probably in the 1980s. And I think they've only renovated maybe once or twice, and it still has like the 90s color scheme, so just be aware of that. The resort doesn't feel tired. You know, the furniture was in excellent condition. You really didn't see any wear and tear, so they're definitely keeping it well preserved and painted. It's just, it's a product of its time. You can see from the architecture and the layout that this is an older facility. You can definitely tell this property was built prior to ADA compliance and accessibility for people with mobility issues. Now, as for the room rates, they start around $119 a night, which is pretty good for, one bedroom or two bedroom apartments. Compared to the Universal Endless Summer Resort, which is right down the street from here, the room rates over there are about $20 more per night, and that's just for a basic hotel room. They don't have basic hotel rooms here. The entry-level unit here is still a one-bedroom apartment with kitchen. So this is clearly a better value than the Endless Summer when it comes to the accommodations. However, the Universal Endless Summer Resort does have quite a few advantages over this. It's a much newer resort. I mean, it was only built, I think, 5 years ago. Plus, they have a free shuttle bus that goes directly to the Universal Studios theme parks, and that's something Club Wyndham does not offer. If I was planning to spend most of my vacation at the Universal Studios theme parks, I'd probably prefer to stay there just for the convenience of being able to use the shuttle. Endless Summer also has a much better pool area, so if you're into those giant, tropical pool landscapes, then it's going to be a better offering than Club Wyndham. The downside to Endless Summer is because it's so popular, it's really crowded. There's a lot of kids, and you'll hear a lot of screaming kids in the hallways and stuff. So Club Wyndham is definitely a more quiet resort. So what's the bottom line for the Club Wyndham Orlando International Resort? I give it a decent recommendation. It's not going to knock your socks off, but it's a pretty competent resort. It's well maintained, it's clean. They've got all kinds of quirky activities on the tennis courts, like giant chess and table tennis and, the basketball courts and barbecue grills. It's what you would expect at a typical timeshare. It's in a great location. There's a lot of at least fast food restaurants nearby, and you'll probably have a pleasant vacation if you come here. But it's clearly showing its age, and there are a lot newer and more attractive options in the nearby area. Thanks for watching my review of the Club Wyndham Resort. If you enjoyed this episode of The Adventure Schmuck, don't forget to like and subscribe.